I don't cheese for the cam, nigga. If you smile on the gram, they caught me slipping. I'm that nigga. Right? Fame for the young, just cut the check. Let me rap, nigga. Rap, nigga. Gravitas, now I'm a traveling smack dealer. Get all Jenny Lamb butcher. This is like the confessional of a lyrical career criminal. Success minimal, cause I won't.
Woo.
Salute to my man Drugs Beats, man. Gravitas out right now. Y'all already know what it is. This ain't about me, though. Y'all already know me, man.
We gonna clash. We're gonna clash soon, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, hey, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Happen.
For sure.
Welcome to Side Barz. I know we don't do nothing but the dope over here, man. You know the tagline. So you say you got bars, we'll bring nobody on here that don't. You already know what it is, man. I am Seven Da Pantha, aka the Carolina Hurricane of Ridiculous Slang, aka your baby mama's favorite rapper, aka Pie Strickland, if you getting the point. And of course, you know, I bring you nothing but the real, man. And today I am very, very, very happy. Oh my God, I am beyond ecstatic to have this brother in the building. Kil Ripkin, the Guardian. How you living, man? How you living, brother?
Salute to everybody. Love and light, man. I'm good, brother. Taking things divinely day by day. You know what I'm saying? Still building and perfecting the temple, man. And just, you know, glad I'm still here, brother.
No doubt. So I got to ask you the same question I asked everybody, because there's going to be people who watch this who are like, well, who's Kil Ripkin? Well, we're about to tell you who Kil Ripkin is. So I'm going to give you a 3-part question, and I'll just give you some room to run with it. Where you from? Where you at? And what is the genesis of the name Kil Ripkin?
Word. All right. Well, first and foremost, I'm from New York, Brooklyn, New York. Born in the Heights, raised in Coney Island. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely an islander. I now reside in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, so to speak. I'm like on the borderline. You know how it is out here. But I'm in the area, the Charlotte area. You know what I'm saying? Been out here for a good minute, man. Have adapted out here, have built a tribe out here. That's how I got to meet the brother Seven. You know what I'm saying? That's why we here. And before we move forward, as we talking about my journey, man, I want to give a big shout out to my brother Superstition Cam Moy. There is no me and Seven without him. Me and him, we not even talking right now without that brother. You know what I'm saying? So we probably would have crossed paths because you know we sharp at what we do. I definitely know I would have heard of you and probably vice versa, but
no doubt.
We've had a connection, you know what I'm saying, for many years due to that brother. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And I just want to salute him and AP. You know what I'm saying? Word up. And AP. Shout out to my brother AP, man, for real. You know, there's always a foundation. There's always a foundation to relationships.
Absolutely.
So, you know, that's why I want to give them two brothers they flowers. Word up.
No doubt. Now, then, I personally, I never got to ask you that question yet because I've been curious, like, where your name come from?
So Kil Ripkin. A lot of people think I got it from Kil Ripkin. That's not the case. My name is Akil. You know what I'm saying? Akil Sharif. And so I just take that. Well, in the island growing up, I had these 3 brothers, man. They used to call me Kil instead of Akil. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, and so they used to just call me Kil. So that stuck with me. You know what I mean? And then the Ripkin, that's rhyme and peace for my kinfolk. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, everything I do, I got my ancestors with me. You know what I'm saying? When I'm recording, whatever I'm doing, I got my ancestors with me. So I pretty honor them and that blood right and that birthright for whatever I do. So that's rhyme and peace for kinfolk. You know what I'm saying? Kil Ripkin. Word up. And if you want to attribute it to Kil Ripkin, that's the consistency is definitely there. And that's one thing about that brother that was synonymous with Kil Ripkin is this consistency. They call him the Iron Man. Well, yeah, I can relate to that. But really, that's my name, Kil. Kil. And then the Ripkin is rhyme and peace or rhyme and power for my kinfolk.
True indeed. Okay, I like that. Hell yeah. See, now I've been enlightened today. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, y'all ain't the only ones learning shit today. It's all good.
There's a lot of people that don't know that because people really don't ask me that, bro. I just think they, you know, Kil Ripkin. I think a lot of people think that's my real attribute. You know what I'm saying? Like my last name is. That's what I think. I think they really think that's my name. You know, but
no doubt,
Kil. You know what I'm saying? But the Ripkin is, you know, acronym. Rhyme and peace.
Sure did.
For my kinfolk.
Okay. So this is gonna be a dumb question almost because you from Brooklyn. So like that's a no-brainer almost. But there's a whole lot of people from Brooklyn and don't all of them rap. So what was your introduction to the art, and like kind of what kind of helped walk you into the door to be like, yeah, this it right here. This is what I'm doing.
I mean, I love this question. I'm asking this question a lot because I love where I come from. You know what I mean? I love where I come from, bro. I carry that with me daily. And when I grew up, I literally grew up in the essence of hip hop. So, you know, my OGs were the DJs, the MCs, and I used to be in their apartment, a youngster, and watching them do these amazing things. And then they would take it outside to the park, plug up to the light post, and get busy. And that just captivated me. And that's when I started rhyming. You know what I'm saying? And I just was known for a lyrical shorty in the hood, but I was just so engulfed that everything was hip hop for me. You understand? So, you know, I think my environment, you know, Coney Island at the time, they wasn't behind on the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We was right there with it. We got all of it. We had a studio out there where a lot of people would come through, you know. So yeah, man, I just come from a great place that, you know, embraced hip hop from the gate. We wasn't late. You know what I'm saying? And
No
you know,
doubt.
we at the end of Brooklyn, the last stop. You feel me?
Yeah.
We was right there with it. We didn't miss a step. And I grew up with that. You know what I'm saying? And then it just became the conglomerate that it is now.
Who was some of the building blocks for you? And I don't mean I don't necessarily mean big names that everybody know, but like for me, it was people in my neighborhood that kind of inspired me to want to rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like who were some of those people for you? Yeah.
For sure. Before Rakim and Slick Rick and Biggie became my so to speak, commercial influences on the other side of things, right? Man, shout out, rest in peace to Kenny Ken, DJ Kenny Ken. He was a big influence on me, man. He was the big homie for everybody on the island, Coney Island. King of Backspin is what we used to call him. So to be in my OG crib all the time. Shout out to Lobby, you know what I'm saying? And all of them will be in there, you know what I'm saying? Too many to name, but they will all be in there. But I remember Kenny being just like, you know, like what we see in Scratch and DJ Scratch and all these amazing DJs we see. That's what I saw back then in that brother. And then another group that influenced me was City Heat. You know what I'm saying? They put out a single back in the day called Begging Billy. And it was just so dope because that was around the time where everybody was using the beatbox as the beat for their track. You know what I'm saying? So it was dope, man. Shout out to Swift and Automatic. That's them brothers right there. You know what I'm saying? They from where I'm from. And so they were the two, them along with Kenny Ken and just a host of other DJs and MCs that grew up around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my original crew, I feel we legendary. You know, I feel like that was a big influence on me. Maybe more so than the original, than the two that I named, because my crew that I became a part of started to shape what you see now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, but as far as like my initial influences, man, it was definitely brothers from the hood, Swift Automatic from City Heat, and rest in peace, DJ Kenny Ken.
No doubt. Now, do you remember? Because sometimes it's a little fuzzy for me. I had to actually go talk to somebody to get this full recollection back from me. But the first time you actually rapped in front of people and how they received that, like, was it a good reception or was it a bad reception that made you say maybe I need to go back to the drawing board?
No, it was man. I was on my way. It made me feel like I was a superstar, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. We come from you know, if you rap back then, it was very competitive. Yes. I didn't feel that then because I was in it. You know what I'm saying? So I was just having fun with it, man. But then if you get into a cypher or you get into a battle or you at a house party, you ready, bro. You got them razor blades ready. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Yeah.
I gotta tell you too, and I know back then you was young, so like it was different then. But like I told somebody very recently, we were talking about voices in hip hop, and they was like, "What are some of your?" They were like, "Who are some of your favorite rap voices?" I was like, "I like Rockness. I like this person." I said, "Yo, Kil Ripkin, yo," and he was like, "Who?" I said, "Kil Ripkin." He was like, "Who?" I said, "Let me play him for you." So I played it, and he was like, "Oh no, I get it. I feel you now." So like how I know my voice changed fairly early. Like at what point did that kind of become a part of the arsenal for you? Because I know you got to recognize the power of your voice and how it sounds.
Yeah, I do. When
did that become a thing for you?
Man, later on, you know what I'm saying? I say through the midway point. And here's why. I had a very my voice it had range, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't a singer, but if I sung in the shower, shit like that, I would hit certain notes where I knew if I wanted to sing, I could. But I played football, you know what I'm saying? And I played quarterback, so the cadence every day and the yelling and all of that, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? And this was before, you know, hitting the herb and all of that. This was like just every day, just barking out, you know, cadences and signals, kind of like restructured my voice a little bit. Because if you listen to a lot of my early stuff, man, even though I still had I guess that projection, right? Because I was used to yelling out cadences and things of that nature. It wasn't as deep as it is now. And I think too, for me, what you hear now as far as the tone in my voice is me just slowing things down, man. You know how it's like as a you play ball, basketball, they say the game slows down for you, or even football. Anything you do when you master it, it's to slow down for you. And then I just picked up on it, man. And you know, as I got older, it just became who I am. And it's definitely a weapon of mine. You know what I'm saying? It's not something I take for granted. You feel me? Because there are a lot of dope voices out here, man. You one of them. When I hear
thank you, man. Like, thank you, man.
You know how we do, bro. We ain't even in that business of, you know what I mean? When I hear you, I'll be like, well, damn, what they hearing me? What do they have? Because you know, when you listening to yourself, I'm not listening to how you're listening to me. You know what I mean? Because it's me. Because it's me. So when I'm definitely a voice person. You know what I'm saying? And if you got that voice and you got the bars, to me, you elite. You're incredible because your projection is gonna make sure that the people listening is gonna get what you're saying, bro. Or regardless of what you're talking about. So for me, especially now as I write now, as an older artist, I definitely, you know, you gotta use the weapons you got. You know what I mean? Whether, you know, some people are really ill with writing hooks. And they hooks be superior because that's what they really, really dope at. You know, for me, it's my voice. And the music that I select, the beats that I pick. I gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm really picky with the engineers I work with, because, you know, they know my tone, you know what I'm saying? And I try to work with the same group of masters, you know what I'm saying, that really, you know, get what it is I'm trying to do, man. So yeah, voice is definitely a key, especially when it comes to projecting what you're trying to say.
Sure indeed. Now there's a heavy there's a heavy spirituality in your music. And we're gonna get into the actual music in a little bit, but I kind of want to give people some stepping blocks. There's a deep spirituality in your music. Now, how long has that been like? Because I recognize when it actually. I went to church as a kid, but I actually realized when I embraced the spirituality that became my overall consciousness, which is around 16 years old. So, like, at what point was that for you? And like, how has that evolution been throughout your life as you could, and then what made you decide to like ingrain it in your music so deeply?
So, you know, I've always been a fan of like conscious music.
No doubt.
You know, whether it was Public Enemy, whether it was Divine Styler, if anybody know who that is. I was always stretching the limit trying to find, you know, like I was one of the only cats, I won't say that, but I know on my block, I was tapping into the West Coast, to the South. You know what I'm saying? I was tapping into everything because I loved hip hop that much, and I wanted to hear at its full spectrum. So you know, that was all. That's my approach. That's always how I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no doubt. I know. I remember when I got I was 16. Well, actually, I was 15 at the time when I met the brother. I actually met him in Harlem.
Who's that?
Like, yo.
Oh,
no. I met this brother named Talik. And he was like, yo, he was talking to me. He said some words I didn't understand. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, nah, God, you got it. I said, what you just called me? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And we started building, and I was just like, yo, you blowing my mind right now. Like, this is crazy. But I realized, like, the older I've gotten, as I've evolved as an individual with my own personal spirituality, part of what becomes in my music is whatever kind of song I'm making, I'll find a sneaky way to slide it in there somewhere. Like, even if I'm just barring out, it's in there somewhere. If I, you know, if I'm telling a story, it's in there somewhere.
That's me also. And let me bring that question home for you, bro. So you asked about my spiritual evolution. in my music, right?
Yes.
So so I was always a fan of conscious music as a young in the game, right? And then we went through that phase. And I went along with that phase, the street shit, you know what I'm saying? I got busy. I did it, whatever they say the streets was, that's I got busy with that. You feel me? And it kind of took me away from consciousness in rap. Like it did all of us at some point, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then it got to the point where I didn't think that you can spit positivity on records because I wasn't hearing that no more. And but I was still in search of that. And then Bad Prez came along. And this the facts. And I think this is one of our links too. You know what I'm saying?
Salute Matulu and Kano.
For real, Uhuru. You know what I'm saying? I became during that time I became a member of Impedom, which is Uhuru. Shout out.
Yo, you was in Impedom too?
Oh yeah, brother. Yeah, man. That's how I thought. That's how I thought one of our connections was, because we was always calling each other Conrad. You would see me like. Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
I performed in Philly for the chairman a couple of times. Chairman O'Malley. Shout out to him. And that changed my life, bro. Like, nigga, I was in front of police stations, boycotting and all that. You feel me? But that was around that revolutionary time. I was also getting the spirit and the civics and the occult. You know what I'm saying? And the metaphysics. So I started to learn that, we ain't gonna get freedom picking it in front of the police station. They're just gonna keep busting our head and locking us up. So I had to go deeper. And as I went deeper, I started really linking up with true masters. You know what I'm saying? Like really, really true masters. Bobby Hemmings, to Phil Valentine. You know what I'm saying? Sister Myra Els, God bless her, rest in peace, who was one of my master teachers. I see the Duke of Tears. You know what I'm saying? My brother to this day. We still putting in work. So I was just blessed to be around those individuals. I'm from the 12, 16, well, I won't go 16, but 12-hour lecture days. You feel me? Where you in the room for like 8 hours just hearing the spirit. I'm from them days, So I started, once I heard that Prez, and I was like, wait a minute. And mind you, that Public Enemy was before them, and a whole bunch of other revolutionary groups, you know what I'm saying? But we went through that gap. We went through that phase where it blacked out. And then Dead Prez came, and I was like, yo, we could say this on rap. We could say this on, you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay. That was it. That flipped the switch on, bro. I'm telling you. And then I was a part of Impedom, so I was really in that RBG, red, black, and green way. But like I said, during that same time, I was also going through the spirit, the civics, the metaphysics, and all of that. And then I just started learning more, and it just became who I was, who I am. And so it was only right for me to put it in my music, because I love to hear realness in people's music. So anything you hear in my music is real. It ain't I'm making it up just to make a rap song. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you hear. You hear my lifestyle. You hear my lifestyle.
I like that.
And like I said, man, I got to give it to them brothers, because when Let's Get Free came out, that just like, it woke me up, so to speak. And then then from that, I became a part of that whole movement. You feel me? And so, I was like, oh, okay, we can make change with this voice. It ain't dead. Because remember, the gangster rap and all of that stuff really started suffocating our minds and our consciousness. So when them brothers came out and was saying, fuck the police, and and you know what I'm saying? I was just like, we can go on and on. I was just like, holy shit, we could really get busy. Like, I don't have to. Because I'm going to be honest, like, I hated cats when they rapped about selling drugs. I didn't hate them, but I didn't like songs like that, because I figured, I thought it was shining light onto what we were doing on the block, making it hot for us.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just a private person, so, like, you know what I'm saying? If you're doing dirt, like, you don't want to tell niggas you're doing dirt. You know what I mean?
Nah.
You do dirt by your lonely and keep it moving. But, thank God for them brothers in that era of music that allowed brothers like me and you to find our voice and really what we want to say and convey it to the people. So I would say, like, midway through my whole rap journey, you know what I'm saying, I woke up again. You feel me? I went to sleep with the game too. I gotta admit, because I was doing the same hypocritical things until I got on that wave. And it could have been the time and era we was in also. You know what I'm saying? Because if you didn't catch that wave of knowledge and getting knowledge itself back then, you missed that train. And these are the sleepy boys we see today, these sleepy people, they just walking around in the days. because they missed that train.
You know what's crazy? I said this to somebody the other day, and it goes right into what you were just saying. Especially in the hip hop, we'll keep it there. There was the Public Enemy, PRT, X Clan, all of them, Divine Style, all of them.
X Clan,
they're like X Clan. Then it, like you said, it blacked out. There was a whole generation of people born during that blackout.
Yeah.
Or they were born right before it. They were too young to understand what was happening with that. So what they first started becoming conscious of is this part.
That's right.
So now it's even harder for Dead Prez to crack through. It's even harder for the Coup to crack through. It's even harder for Conscious Daughters to crack through because you dealing with people who came into their own during this.
They don't want to hear that. Yeah, they don't
exactly. You sound crazy to them.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that.
But their parents love you.
Love it. Love it.
You know what I'm saying?
And I love it. I do love it when the youngsters do gravitate to my music and get it, because there are a lot of them that's woke too, and I work with youth. So, like, I see the ignorance at its core, and then I can see the greatness also. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. That's
and thank God for that. Thank God for that, because you know what? I probably would have stopped rapping if it didn't switch back to that frequency. I wasn't gonna keep rapping. I wasn't gonna keep rapping about. When I listened to my stuff back then, and I did occasionally spit some street stuff, man, I hate it. Because I know that's not really me, but I was just adapting to what rap was calling for us at the time. We used to go to meetings up at labels with your demo, and if you didn't have that streetness that they was looking for, they'd be like,
"Oh yeah, you go ahead, yeah.
You go ahead with that."
Hey, thanks for coming out.
Word, Yeah. So we had to figure out a way to go from 3 feet high and rising to De La Soul is dead, and stakes is high, like how them brothers pivoted. You know what I'm saying? Because they seen the game, even though we love 3 feet, for us to go a whole era with that type of movement, the industry wasn't going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Like the other group, what's their name? I believe they're from Tennessee. They still doing their thing too.
Tennessee.
Damn, what's the
Arrested Development.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Groups like that. You feel me? Imagine, you see how it's saturated with all of this gangster shit and all this wild. Imagine it's saturated with, like, you know what I'm saying? The whole industry is native tongue. Yeah. And we all native tongue. Spitting on that high. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you had to really to me, what rap did, most importantly in our community, is separate the fake from the real. I really believe that. If you was faking on this hip hop shit, you was exposed. You was seen. We saw that early. You had to be real dealing with this culture and moving forward with this culture. You had to be. You had to fake about it. You know what I'm saying? That's why we didn't tolerate biting, and we didn't tolerate, nonsense that we see in the game now that we let get away because, everybody deserves a trophy type shit.
Yeah, participation trophy, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? It's different now, man. But,
yeah.
That's why I love what we do, Side Word Up, because we have the fortitude and the will to keep pushing through. And like I said, now my music is on an even higher level from that because I done mastered that. Over 10,000 hours of all that. You feel me? So, and then you just bring it all home, from the X-Clans, the Public Enemies, to the Dead Prez, to me and you, and everybody else that's spitting that take their head off. You know what I'm saying? Off with their head. Yeah, it's time. It's time.
Hey, listen, it's man. So that leads me to a different question, and I promise you, we're gonna get back to the music, y'all. I promise. Okay. And this is still a music question. But
yes, sir.
What do you say to people who mistakenly make assumptions about the culture based on mainstream rap music? Like, for instance, somebody said to me, "Oh man, all it is a bunch of stripper rap and blah." I said, "No. You listening to what they putting out, dog? It's a whole multitude of music over here that you're missing because you choosing to go by what they're telling you is hip hop. That's rap music. That's the music. That's popular music. All of that's pop. That ain't even rap music anymore."
Yeah, man. Yeah,
it's over here.
Yeah, they can't fool me though, because I actually come from the breaking, the block parties, the battles. I'm talking about said, me and you, we going across town. We gonna go to Bed-Stuy, Brownsville. You know what I'm saying? You would go to different hoods and battle. Now you go to these particular venues and do it. And shout out to them battle rap brothers. You know what I'm saying? Keeping the culture alive. But I'm from that era where you go to niggas' blocks.
Yeah.
Or they come to your block. Who the hell is down here? And they call you, yo, such and such down here. They want, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From the actual, medallion wearing and actually caring about our people, and having hip hop just be another dialect. See, one way to kill a group of people is to destroy their culture and their language. That's... So, they definitely destroyed the culture and the language, and something that we created just to as a pastime. You feel me? Like something that just is what we do. And it's hip hop has always been a part of our melanated community. You know what I'm saying?
Sure
our Black community has always been a part. We just named it different things. So when we was growing up, we named it hip hop. You feel me? So the culture's always been there, and then it got to a point where it was like, well, what is the culture? We ain't trying to break dance no more. We ain't trying to write graffiti no more. We ain't trying. And then eventually, even the language changed.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? It became something different. And then the disrespect changed. It went to a whole other level where you would just disrespect somebody just in the name of rap. Then we go out and break bread, put something in the air, you feel me? And keep it pushing. Yeah, it's different, man, because they definitely, and and I mean we, because we still a part of it, right? So we got to take some accountability. We allowed it to happen to some degree. You know what I mean? We did because we never took control of what was ours. We made it more commercial and mainstream and more about the money. And let's get this jewelry and the cards and the itches, you know what I'm saying? And just keep it pushing like that. And then that became the culture.
Yeah. And then the other part of that becomes the part of us that's so respectful and loving that we like, oh, let little niggas talk. Like, just let them say what he got to say. But and your expectation isn't that this is going to take flight and then it's going to be a bunch of this going on. It's just like, oh, go ahead. Just go ahead. Let Shorty do his thing. Like, they let me do my thing when I was that age. Let's see what he do. You know what I'm saying? Or let's see what she do. And now all of a sudden, oh my God. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What happened? We sit back and you know what? You want to know the crazy thing? Nothing really happened. Dope music kept being made.
Yeah.
The culture was still intact. But they just told us, oh, it's just this now. Nothing really happened. Hip hop still been thriving, even when we thought it wasn't. Even there was a real horrible time in hip hop, somewhere in the early 2000s. I can't remember the actual years, but it was just horrible to me. Like, you feel me? Really bad, if you ask me. It really represented the money, clothes, house, car era. That's what it really was about. And whoever had the most of that was the biggest rapper. And it wasn't about the skills and the integrity and the beat making. And, one of the things I used to love, man, was being in the studio. And it's, mad motherfuckers in the studio, you know what I mean? And we creating. Now, and I get it. We all older. We live in different parts of the country types. We send stuff to people. You know what I'm saying? We do it that way. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I should be able to get on a plane and come to Seattle for a weekend and knock out a project which we grown men. We're still doing this. We should be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's from, you know what I'm saying, our 9 to 5 or our 9 to 5 and what the little change we making with this hip hop. But we can still keep it, and we have you, me, and a host of other people. We have preserved the culture, which is why we're still here and it's still relevant. And Nas can come out and do a legend series, what he did with the brothers and putting out so it never left. It's just that they look left, and when we look left, they did the okie doke, which that's how they did it since time immemorial. You know what I mean? They always told us to look left, and they did the old hocus pocus on us. You know? I think now we control of it, man. We got to get back into the we becoming the elders in this shit now. You feel me?
Yes.
So I don't mind spanking a youngster and telling them that's not the way it's done, bro. You feel me? For real. Like,
oh man, it was a young brother part stuff. He was performing, but as he's performing, I can see the talent is there, but you're rapping over the whole song. I'm like, he came off the stage. I said, "Come here, let me talk to you."
That's right. I do that all the time.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I can hear that on Spotify. I want to hear you perform this record. I want to feel your energy. Show me what you got. this ain't gonna work.
I
Saw him
do
perform
that all
again
the
3
time,
months
bro.
later. Totally different.
Yeah. Now you his OG. You gave him some real talk. You gave him something that he can carry with him the rest of his musical career. And
Thanks.
when that brother blow up or reach great things, he's gonna remember that conversation because I still see a lot of people do that, and I'll be shocked. And it be cats from our era still doing that.
Yeah.
I'll be truly shocked,
Yeah.
man. Because I feel like, rapping is one thing, but when you get on that stage, that's game time. You feel me? Nobody sees us in the booth unless you invite, and your crew is your crew. So they, but the people that come to your shows, they don't see us in the booth. They don't see us writing. They don't see us picking beats. So when we on that stage, that's one night that they can see us live and get connected. And they don't want, like you said, they can go to Spotify, man. Go to my Bandcamp page and just hear me, rap over a song. So performing is huge for me, bro. Like,
yes.
I think I still do it today, mainly to get on that stage and perform, so we can put together a dope tour and really,
yes,
make that really productive. Where every year we're doing that, and we know we're going to be productive and successful with that. That's where it's going, man, and that's where I think we keep sharpening our swords and just keep doing what we're doing, and eventually we're going to get it.
I literally went on tour last year. And when I came back, I even said it on Gravitas. Everything changed since the tour, fam. Like, it's really real. Like, I've been on tours as a supporting act before, but to actually go on my own tour and to see how that played out and to see the love and the reception that I got from people totally changed my perspective on why I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay, I don't got to put out 9 albums a year no more. I can put out 2 dope projects a year, hit the road a couple of times, go with tour early, tour late, and then I'm chilling for the rest of the time.
You got a solid following now. Instead of on the fence following, you know what I'm saying? Cats that just, I heard of him and probably never heard of you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's about connecting. And when you connect, you got a solid following, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people call them fans. I call them supporters. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody that rock with me is Kil Ripkin. That's how I feel. We in this together.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hey, okay, so speaking of shows, what was the first I know a lot of the early shows when you get love is like, dope shit. But what was the first show you did where you walked out and the crowd was crazy and you maybe was like, oh wow, like it's really real now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man. That's a dope question. I've probably been asked that maybe one other time, and so I'll tell you that story. My first big show, I was managed by a brother, his name was DeCarlo. He was out of Long Island. He had a couple of acts or whatever, right? But he had some connection. And I remember I had my first big show. I got to be 18, 19 maybe, something like that. I was young. And the limo pulled up to the building. Inside the limo was like a naked chick. This is my first introduction to some industry shit. You know what I mean? Took me to the club in Queens. I want to say it was Crystals, if I can remember correctly, but I know it was in Queens. And when I got on that stage, bro, it was like, wow. It was like, holy shit, like, this is what it's now. There's no more rapping in the staircases, and you know what I'm saying? And that's when I knew it was real. And then I bring up the chick because we see what's going on now with all the crazy shit in the game, right? And you know what I'm talking about. And so, like, I'm my own fisherman, you know what I'm saying? I don't need you to go get my fish from me. So that shit come, and she was very aggressive, and I'm just like, oh shit, this is what it's about, you know what I'm saying? Offering you all type of shit that, like, I'm like, oh, so this is part of the whole night type shit. You feel me? So that was my first introduction. And really, when I said, I don't want to go that route. I want to do it a little more thorough. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be out here and be a sexual deviant and fucking, you know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it was cool that night. But when I reflect on it, you know what I'm saying? After that night, I was like, I don't know if I could do some type of. The show was dope. The crowd was like the biggest crowd, obviously, to that point that I ever performed in. But anybody know that club back then, it was always packed. They always had, like, new artists performing and doing their thing. So I always remember that night, though, because it was like a real industry night type shit. And I was just like, oh, okay, it's more than just me rhyming on the block with my friends and we're a crew and we thinking we doing something because we just went to the studio. This is what it's really about in playing the game, playing the part. Yeah, I had to play the part that night. You know what I'm saying? But I want to play the part that I write, not somebody else write. You feel me? And so that made me feel a little uncomfortable. But it was dope. That was a great night for me. But I learned both sides of the game, the negative and the positive aspects of it. So yeah, I would say that was the first major show that I was just like, yeah, I want to fuck with this, but I just don't want to do it that way.
Man, see, that's crazy because I was thinking one other show was the biggest, but I forgot I did perform in Winston-Salem State's homecoming one year, but like that was my sophomore year in school. But like I didn't really count that one just because my nerves were so bad and shit was just kind of weird. But whatever.
Right.
But I feel fortunate that my first time like going out on the road was with KRS-One, so that way it was kind of like it was a learning experience for me the whole way. You know, now not that no wild shit happened. I mean, I was 19, 20 years old and the whole, you know what I'm saying, but. Even in that though, it was a dope learning experience. So if you had a learning experience as well, it was just on a different note. But okay.
Yeah. And I forget who I opened up for that night too. I was opening up for somebody that night. That had a name. I forget who it was, but yeah, because I think after my show, man, we broke out. Because you know the chick was like, yeah, the party's over here. You feel me?
No doubt.
So I went with the party because I felt like that was part of the night type shit. That's what I had to do. So I don't even think I stayed for that main act, but yeah, man. But yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I feel you though. You going with the flow because you don't know what's up. So it's like I feel you. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I thought it was part of the night. You feel me?
Oh man.
Chain in the watch next to some shit. You feel me? But again, I learned from that night. I learned how to move. I learned how I wanted to do things when I perform or nights that I perform, shit like that. And it just comes with experience too, bro. I was young. That was the first major show I had, the first one ever. Ever. You feel me? So like, and then after that, it just became, this is my home. The stage is my home because now I'm doing it how I want to do it type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was cool, man. Like I said, shout out to that brother, man. He put me in a lot of positions and places where I was able to learn. And learning, shit, that's the best thing you could do. And anything, learn. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm able to move the way I move now in this hip hop shit.
Okay. So this question I'm about to ask you is going to build onto something else. But what was the first project you put out? Not single, first project you put out. What was the reception like? And how difficult, like what was the most difficult part of putting together your very first project?
So that's a great question because I did a lot of music. So we'll probably come back to that. I had a production phase of my journey too, where I produced.
Okay.
I put the mic down and started producing. Around the time I picked the mic up is when I got with MP Dom and Yahoo, started writing again, So my first actual solo project was a joint that I put out. It was called Black Power, Black Love. And it was on some, it was on that vibe, you feel me?
No doubt.
And I was going all over the city because now, like I said, I'm part of MP Dom and I remember we had the album release party. Like I said, I would go to Philly, perform for the chairman. But that was my first major project that I put out. Well, underground project that I put out. Well received. I mean, they loved it. And this I was on some Black Power, Black Love shit with that album. You know what I mean? And I think it was maybe like 10 songs. I'm actually going to officially re-put that out. I'm going to remix and master it because it is my first major project. Prior to that, I've done work. Like I said, I was producing. So I was doing work, but like as my first solo project, it was that the Black Power, Black Love album. Word. Right. I had everybody in Brooklyn. It was a real movement, bro. And that's when I seen this was real. I had cats in Brooklyn. I had designed these T-shirts said Kil Ripkin and had the Black Power fist in the front, but the sleeves was fatigue. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. And cats was, everywhere I went in the city, cats was repping the shirt, you know what I'm saying? So I knew the movement was real. and you know, and then and pivoted. You feel me? It pivoted. I went from that mindset to something a little more deeper, and some would say darker. But I was becoming a better artist to me. You know what I'm saying? I think when I did that Black Power, Black Love, I was still on the fence. I was still straddling the fence or serving two gods. And you can't serve two gods. You feel me? So I was still finding myself during that time. And like I said, that whole Dead Prez movement, that whole time and era kind of helped me figure things out and be like, we ain't gonna get freedom like this.
Yeah.
Although it's part of it, it's part of the arsenal, but it ain't the end all. We gotta have some intelligence. We gotta know law. We gotta know commerce. You feel me? And we gotta be able to we gotta be fearless enough to tap in. So that's where I took it. So Black Power.
As much as you
know what's crazy, sir? Everybody that know me from that album be like, "Yo, put that out, man." Da, da, da. Like they still talk about it, and for me to let you hear that and hear how my voice sounded back then, I probably would give you the album and leave. You have to hear it.
Oh man, yo!
I knew that I was on the fence, so my confidence wasn't really all there. Although you hear it in the music as if I was, you feel me? But I was like, I don't know if I still want to, get this paper.
You can tell when somebody putting that on though, because that's one of the things that I absolutely love about your voice. When I say, hey, the first time I heard you, I'm listening to the song, and I thought to myself, this is a man that's unwavering in what he's saying. He means what he's saying. You understand what I'm saying? Like I can tell when somebody posturing and trying to sound like they mean what they're saying, and they really mean it. So
it's my lifestyle, bro. Even when I ran with Impedom, it was my lifestyle. I mean, like I lived by that and still do to this day, man. Freedom to my people. You feel me? Let's get free for real. Let's free our mind, our body, our soul, our spirits. That's right. Let's continue
forever,
to do the things we need to do to be great, because that's what we are meant to be here. So I've been in the lab just figuring out ways that my music can connect with the people and start a whole new revolution. You feel me? So one of us is gonna break the code and do it. You feel me?
Indeed.
If not already, but yeah, that was the first joint.
Now the first song of yours that made it into my regular rotation because I had ready access to it was "That's Not You." I love that song, man. I played that video so many times. It's at a point that the lady that I was with at the time was like, "You watching this again?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, you don't hear this shit? Like, listen to this shit." So, yo, that shit is beautiful. Like, talk to me about that record, man. That shit is beautiful, bro. I love that song to this day.
Not You was right after that Black Power, Black Love movement. And what you hearing is me locking in. Now I'm ready to take off. That's what you hear on Not You. The crew was solid. I see I got my crew in the video. So the team was solid. Shout out to Rebel X, Torre, rest in peace, Don Newkirk. Science Project was on the video. My brother Mike, you know what I'm saying, who just solid, man. We just had a solid team. We knew the direction we was going, and I was locked in. At that time when I did Not You, I already knew. Yeah, I'm here for the cause. You feel me? And everything I spit is gonna be on high and chop the devil head off and any other type of negativity that's in my way. You know what I'm saying? So I love that video too. I'm glad it's still out there touching people and doing what it's doing. I had fun, man. That was a 3-day shoot. And I remember, we had, if you see the scene where I'm driving in the car, we had police escorts. You feel me?
Oh, shit.
This is a real video shoot. Like, you remember before, back in the day, you used to have a little budget for the video. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Luckily for me, these were my friends. So Mike was a friend of mine. I still had to pay him, but not like, cats is looking for a grip to do videos back then. For real.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So again, I was blessed for that. But yeah, man, we did that video in the school. We went to like a financial institution. Like we was wilding, bro. We had to get permits. You feel me? We had to get permits. So that's what I remember about that Not You video, that it was a very professionally done. It was the way videos were done back then. And I had a ball, man. I had a ball. Man. And I want to say I had moved already. And I went up to New York for the weekend to do that. And so it was early on. We talking 2005, 6.
Yeah, because I think you were already out in
Yeah, I was
Carolina
already
at
out
the time.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because as a matter of fact, Cam was the one that kind of locked us in, but it was somebody else I know who said your name to me first. I think it might have been Big Trill that said your name to me first.
Word. Shout out to Joe
Yeah,
Grizzly, the homie, man.
Joe Grizzly.
Yeah. One of my day ones, man.
That guy, man.
We could have a whole show on Joe Grizzly, Big Trill at his studio. That gave me the ground to walk on out here. Real talk. Shout out to that brother, man. That's one of my day ones for sure.
Man, I love that brother, man. Matter of fact, hey yo, Grizz, if you watching this, I need you to put them records out. Stop playing, man. You gotta be rapping for nothing.
I told him that the other day. This nigga's the Dr. Dre of rapping, yo. He's got thousands of songs. When I tell you the last time I saw him and we played each other's new project, I played him to Self-Medicate too. He played me what he working on. I looked at him like, bro, what are you doing? But you know, when God has you doing other things that's successful and you're doing great things at that, because our music industry, so to speak, have taken its toll on a lot of us, some of us can put it on the back burner a little bit. And I think that's what the homie doing, you know what I'm saying? He got other plans, he got other things he's doing, and to slow that down, to do something that, you know, he's dope though, man. So eventually he's gonna have to put it out. I mean, it'll be a shame to all that heat to just but you know, first things first. And I think that's where he's at right now. He on some first things first shit.
True indeed. I feel that. I mean, and I ain't tripping. I get it. Like he really on some, he doing his thing, man. So
yeah, man.
I ain't mad at it at all. Now, the first project of yours that I got to undertake, Quickening 2. Quickening 2 was the first. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I listened to half of it and I stopped and I said, yo, you know what? Like, I know I told y'all I fuck with this guy, but I really fuck with this. Like, I don't think y'all understand what's happening right now. I feel like you're rapping to my soul right now, not to my ears.
I was.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Intentfully.
Woo. Now, as far as sequencing your projects, you do all of that yourself?
Yep.
Yo.
Yep. Yep. That's the
way that album was put together is crazy.
That's the part of it I love. So you were introduced. Well, one of your favorite projects of mine, as you just said, was the Quickening 2. The Quickening 1 was what started that series, and the Quickening 1 was sort of more like a mixtape, so to speak. It wasn't a real LP because I had a lot of previous beats on there that I was just rhyming over other artists and stuff like that. But I love that project also, Quickening 1. So from Not You till now, I'm working with Big Trill and Eric G, you know what I'm saying, and fucking Big Remo, you know what I'm saying, Jay Side. We all in the studio together. I'm sharpening the sword around these brothers, you know what I'm saying. That's what birthed Quickening 1, and that's one of my favorite projects until I made Quickening 2. To this date, I think Quickening 2 is my best work. Because because of just how it was done and how locked in I was. And a lot of what I was doing was brand new. So it was like, it was real and you know, energetically invigorating to me. You know what I'm saying? It was a great time recording. I really had a lot of fun recording that album. Me and Charles Heron, he engineered that album, did a lot of the production on that album, actually, too, Quickening 2. I think Charles got the most joints on there. So shout out to him too. Another one of my day ones, man.
I always wanted to work with him. We just never got a chance to do
that's
that.
done. It's a done deal. We're gonna get that done. That's why I said it's all part of the plan, bro. But it's divine. One thing I learned being out here with all of these dope artists from North Carolina, there's a lot of dope motherfuckers out here. Everything is in divine timing, bro. I'll see cats at an event. Oh, we supposed to work, and I'm like, if I told you we gonna work. That's my word. But it's in divine timing, man. I truly believe that. There's got to be a time. Like, if me and you did an album 5 years ago, we'd probably be on the run right now because that shit would be so cold and revolutionary. They'd be looking for us, bro.
Yes, indeed.
What?
Yes, indeed.
So we gotta find a little pocket where you know what I'm saying. Word up.
Yes, indeed.
There was a moment where we were very, very, very revolutionary in our music. You know what I'm saying? I think even we was taking it to another level even than what Stick and M was doing. So
because I know once M was like, "Hey man, you gotta watch this. You better watch this."
So imagine we locked in. You know what I'm saying? We locked in when we said we was again. You know,
Yeah. Hey man, look, I love the quickening too. I love the way it was put together. I love the way you sound on that project. Is like you said, I could tell that the energy was high within the creation of the music. So
right.
if that's the project you feel is your best work though. So I was gonna ask what's your favorite, but I guess technically that would be the answer to that. So okay, so we won't say that. I guess my question would be, now me personally, as much as I love quickening too, and that's kind of what brought me, as far as a full project, brought me into the fold of listening to your music. Medulla Oblongata rap, I love that. Like that's because I felt like you was also quickening too, but like you jumped over a hurdle. It was like, oh, you thought that was dope? Watch this.
That's why you my brother, bro, and I know you locked in for real. And likewise, because the More album, Medulla Oblongata rap, that you listening to the master now. I'm in my master class now. So for me, the energy is different. This is what I do. When I did the More album, my intent and my whole attitude was like, this is what I do. But the quickening 1 and 2, that was all new to me. You feel me? I'm like, oh, because remember now, I'm starting to realize I can expand my range and what I want to say and how I want to say it.
Right.
So, even with the production, I started really tapping into, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Eric G, man, who he influenced a lot of that with his sound back then. I caught him early before he blew up on his Jamla thing, you know what I'm saying? But
Eric from out here, right?
Yeah, he from Seattle, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. Shout out to Eric G, man. Dope producer, man. Word up. So like,
if you ever hear this, I want to work with you too.
yeah.
I actually hit him up about interviewing him one time, but like,
we gotta make that happen too, man. And like I said, between Quickening 1 and 2, you hear a lot of his influence as far as like the way I started picking production and things like that. But back to the Medulla Oblongata rap album. The reason why I don't say that was my best work is because life got real in making that album. You know what I'm saying? So, it took a long time to create that album. And in between time, you know what I'm saying, shit got real. And so, like, I know for me, like, I always locked in on a project with Charles Heron. He was my engineer. I felt like he reminded me of home, New York. So he's from the Bronx. So we was able to lock in on our New York shit. Excuse me, whenever we was in the studio. So he moved to Florida, you know what I'm saying? He moved with his family to Florida sort of abruptly and kind of threw things off, you feel me? As far as like, because now I'm like, I don't really trust nobody with my sound and how I really want to, that Quickening 2 sound, which you heard in Quickening 2, I didn't know who can replicate that, you know what I'm saying? So I wound up taking the album to Asylum Studio. Shout out to Scott Slagle. And he mastered that for me and mixed it the best he could, you feel me? But for me, it wasn't that full, you know what I'm saying? Although, and like I said, I was in the master class, so it's like for me, now everything is effortless. There's a point in our career, in our musical journey where we just want to be the best. We want to, and I'm still like that, but now I know that I'm a master. I'm you know what I'm saying? I've had over 10,000 hours of doing this, way over that. So the way I approach things and the energy behind it is it's confidence, it's perfection, you know what I'm saying? It's responsible, you know what I'm saying? Like all of that. So but you do hear the elevation in that More album.
Yes.
One thing that More album did for me is that I was able to perform at the Blumenthal Theater down here in Charlotte. And I did that. I performed the More album live there in front of a crowd, bro. And so although the album didn't go as I wanted to go, as far as like, I did that album specifically for the Moors. You feel me? I was talking to them. I was spitting that language. I did it specifically for you. That's why it touched you like that.
Yeah.
But the pandemic, I think that caught the pandemic time and things were shifting in the country around that time. It kind of like, took people's attention away. Yeah, because I think I did that show in 2018, 19, something like that. And it was dope, man. That's after that show is when me and Ja locked in. You know what I'm saying? That's like, because he came to that show. And he was like, yo, I didn't know. You feel me? But yeah, the More album live, man. I did that joint live with a live band, Moonlife, and DJ Wisdom. And we got busy.
Oh, dope, man. I love to hear that because me personally, I like to hear people explore the depth of their artistry. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you do a good job of doing that even throughout the course of a project. You know what I'm saying? Not even necessarily from project to project. It doesn't have to wait that long. Like sometimes you'll start in one place and you'll hear it kind of wave its way through the evolution of that to the ending. And then it's not even really the ending. It's kind of like you hear it as the end of this project, but you know something else is coming from it.
Indeed.
Yeah, exactly. So I love that shit, man. So tell me, how did you and Superstition even meet each other?
Oh man, that's my Charlotte story. So before I moved, my brother Torre, who already was familiar with Superstition, you know what I'm saying? I guess because he was already rocking with Ninth and them, and you know they all were connected some way, right? So he was like, "Yo, when you get down there to Charlotte, yo, we reach out to your man, reach out to Superstition. He got the studio down there." No, before that, it's funny. Before that, I didn't know nobody out here, right?
Right.
This is before I spoke to Tor. And so, nigga, I'm seeing flyers. Yo, studio time, 20 an hour. I'm calling these niggas like, yo, boom, boom. They got me in the hood, like the grimiest fucking, yeah, here in Charlotte, bro, the grimiest fucking apartments. I don't know nobody. Niggas could have did me in 30 ways. You feel me? But that's how hungry I was to get performance.
Yeah, the chances we take.
I don't know if I called him or he called me, but we spoke. He's like, what's good? I'm like, yeah, everything good, bro. But I can't find no studio out here, man. These niggas out here is kind of like, he was like, yo, where you at? I said, I'm in Charlotte. He said, yo, reach out to Superstition. Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, who that? He's like, yo, he fucking crazy nice. Boom, you know, he co-signed him. So it's funny. I reached out to Soup, right? And you know Ken, bro.
Yeah.
You know I feel it, bro. So when I reach, if he don't know you or he don't fuck with you, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's, you know. So I reached out to him, yo, Kil. My brother Tor told me to reach out to you. Woo, woo. He's like, yeah, man. All right, now, no, yeah, Tor, yeah, that's right. He's like, but yo, I'm busy right now, bro. Kind of like shot me down. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I was like, damn, to myself. He was like, but yo, I'm gonna introduce you to my man, this dude Charles Heron. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he got a studio, and that's how I met Chuck. You know what I'm saying? And then Chuck is how I met Trill. And the rest of the fellas, and then I circled right back around the Soup because we was all fucking with each other then. And I guess I forget what project he was working on, but he was busy. You know what I'm saying? But he kept his word. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He kept his word, and man, we still, you know, we can have a whole nother story on Soup too, man.
Yeah,
like, that's really a good brother. I love that brother. I love
all the way live.
I'm actually like I was named the godfather of his son. You know what I'm saying? When his son was born. And then we had a little hiccup, you know what I'm saying, in between time. You know how life is. But I love that brother, man. And I think a lot of what you hear in my music, I know a lot of, I learned professionalism from Soup as far as like how to approach this shit as an underground artist. Like this motherfucker was a technician, bro. You been in his crib, you see how he compartmentalize things, and I learned a lot of shit from him, man. And to this day, that's how I still move, and you see what he doing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm glad. I'm happy that you know, the band is back together, so to speak. And I love that brother, man. Word up! Shout out to him.
All the way live, yo.
Like I said, man, we are talking today because he told me about you. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
And,
hey man,
you know,
thank you, Cam.
He was like, yo, y'all motherfuckers sound, y'all rap just like whoop, and he played me, and I was like, where he from? I think he's from up top somewhere. He's like, nah. I'm like, what? So
man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was.
But that's how I met Soup. You know what I'm saying? First he was like, I ain't got time right now. I'm busy. He passed me to Chuck. That's how me and Chuck locked in, though. You know what I'm saying? And then when I hit Cam back, we just started vibing. And you know what? It was always on some grown man shit with us. It was bigger than music. We would get together and just build. You know what I'm saying? I remember he came out to New York with me one time. We drove to New York to pick up a car that I was driving back. to the Carolinas type shit. Yeah, me and Sue got a nice little history, man. And I'm glad to see the brother still doing his thing. I'm glad to see you still doing your thing. And I mean, a Super 7 Kill album in the future wouldn't be too bad, brother.
I'm all the way with it. As a matter of fact, it's crazy. You said like I was thinking the other day, I was like, man, it's only like as I'm seeing my career coming to its like not really necessarily coming to its end, but just a change in how it's happening. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
great.
there's certain things that I
that's a
want
great
to
way
see
to say
happen.
it.
Yeah. It just ain't gonna be happening the same way because now I got the podcast network and I got to do it. Like I created the podcast network to give me a way to stay in tune with the culture, even when I stop doing that part of it. That
That's
the same
right.
way.
That's
And
right.
and to maybe help bring forth the next wave of hip hop media. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Hey,
right.
come on. But when I think about that, you're one of the people that I want to work with. Super, I want to get back to working with. I mean, he was on Gravitas, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's a record. That's like one
Right.
record. I want to like really do some work together. Like, I
Likewise.
feel like there was some cards that was left on the table that didn't get played.
Yeah.
That it wasn't time for them to be played though. Like you said,
Yeah.
and everything in divine time. So like, yeah,
Likewise.
it just feels right. You know what I'm saying?
There's not a lot of people that I would like. There's a lot of dope artists, and I respect them all. But me as a solo artist, I'm truly in that tunnel vision as a solo artist. So you don't hear a lot of features on my projects. But I'm always willing to work with other people. I say this all the time. And it's something I don't do it purposely. It's just something that when I'm locked in on a project, I'm only seeing what I see. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know, we would have to really be like, you know what? Me and you, we gonna lock in and do this. Because to do a song and then keep it moving with somebody, you'd be like, we'll do one eventually. You keep putting it off. But when you say you're gonna do a project, that's something different. You know what I mean? You definitely one of those people, man. You know, I've been in groups. I'm in one now, the alumni. Shout out to alumni. And that just happened. That just happened on a trip to Miami, a couple of conversations, but it also happened through hip hop. So like the brother Dynass, you know what I'm saying? I feel like me and him known each other for years, like forever damn near. And we just connected through music, through Ja, and put together this alumni clique and this alumni project, and you know what I'm saying? But purposely, like, you're one of the cats that I'm like, I want to lock in with him because we have a lot of things in common as far as what we speak about. And there's not a lot of artists that I could lock in with that and say that about. You know what I mean? Because everybody's not there's no shot, but like, we speak a different language, so to speak, on our shit.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. I think one of the things that I hope that people will get. First of all, I hope that y'all would take the opportunity, and please don't do it on Spotify. Like, go to Bandcamp and buy something, or maybe go listen on Tidal. Tidal pay more than everybody else. Like, but listen to Kil Ripkin, yo. Listen to Kil Ripkin. I promise you won't regret it. I as a hip hop fan, there are times when I have a problem separating myself as Seven Da Pantha, the artist, from being Malik, the hip hop fan. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm able to do that successfully and really vibe with somebody's music, you're one of the people that I'm easily able to make that separation with. Super the person is easy to make. Fontaine is easy to make that separation with. Trill, like there's a lot of people that we know personally that it's easy for me to make that separation with because I know you as men as well as being artists. You know what I'm saying? So like, thank you, man.
Thank you too, brother. And I want to say this, like, I appreciate you as a man and a brother first before the music. You know what I'm saying? Indeed. So when I lock in with Seven, or somebody bring you up, or you know what I'm saying, I mention you to somebody as far as like artists or people, men that I fuck with, it's because of how you stand up on this square. I fuck with that before the music. Then when I lock into the music and hear that it correlates, I'm my G, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, because I'm very selective who I fuck with and who I do music with and all of that. You got to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You got to be. So you definitely one of them brothers. You see, I reached out to you like, all right, coming to the end of the year, bro. We need to sit down and chop it up. You know what I'm saying? And really figure out, for the coming calendar what we trying to do and what we gonna do. You know what I mean? So that's why this is monumental right here, man. And I salute you for that. I appreciate it. Appreciate the platform for people to,
already,
a lot of people, in your geographic, get to know who I am and appreciate the music, and we keep growing.
And then he coming out here. He coming out here. And I know where all of our top viewers and listeners are at. To everybody in Brazil, don't worry, he coming.
Oh yeah, Brazil
everybody get Paris and everybody in France. Period. He coming. Don't worry. Like we coming to see y'all in person.
No
We gonna bring them bars. We gonna bring the personality that you hear when you hear the interviews
Indeed.
and all of that shit. We bringing us to share with y'all. Thank y'all so much for locking in. Thank y'all so much for locking in. So what's coming up next? Like what you got on the skewer right now?
Yeah, so you know, me and Ja, we about to release Self Medicate 2, the refill.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, we talked about Quickening 1 and 2. We talked about Medulla Oblongata rap. So imagine where I'm at now. You feel me? So the difference is now too, Sam, is that I'm having fun again doing this. And I owe that to the alumni, you know what I'm saying? When you're around your comrades and your brothers, and we actually recorded in the studio together. Dynass and, you know, came up to Charlotte for a couple of weekends, and we locked in the studio, bro, the whole crew, and it was a beauty. Yeah, I'm having fun doing
I
this.
missed that shit.
So the refill, when you hear the Self Medicate 2, man, yo.
When you drop it?
Hopefully around February, early March, no later than March. Album done. We halfway mixed and mastered. So we just tightening up some things, finishing up some things. So I got that. I got the alumni. As you see the alumni, we dropping singles and, you know, just staying relevant. We'll be dropping Top next year also.
Wow. Okay.
And then got a couple of projects that I'm working on. I got a couple of albums that's already done with a couple other producers, man, that I'm gonna be putting out. One with my brother Radicus. He's out in Georgia, the Atlanta area. Longtime friend, longtime engineer, producer from New York. This is our first project we actually gonna be doing together. We've done songs and put out songs. I've known this brother like almost 30 years, man. And this is our first project. I got another one that's already done by Chelly Hendricks. He's part of my Coney Island crew, Supreme Forces. We grew up together. That's my homage to Coney Island, dope album. And then I got some other things in the works, but these things are already done. You understand? Okay. So like it's just a matter of tightening them up, dressing them up, and then sending them out to school. So I'm gonna have room next year for all this new good stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got a project with Brother Divine, who's part of alumni. We gonna start working on that. That's been in the works. I'm just working, bro. I'm in a good place lyrically. I'm having fun doing it, and that's the one thing I can say, man. That you know, I'm fortunate to be around good energy right now. That's keeping this hip hop alive.
Yeah, that's imperative, especially when you got to be creative, man. Okay, so if the people want to lock in with you on the socials and find your music and all of that, run it down for them real quick where they can find you.
Instagram, Facebook, Bandcamp at Kil Ripkin. Just Google Kil Ripkin. The whole shebang will come up. I'm not hard to find. You know what I'm saying? Seldom seen but often heard. But you can find me. Yo, man, I live by 5 principles. The first one is love. So I always lead with love in what I do. So I love everything about what we do, brother. I got love for you and yours. Keep doing what you're doing. Put love first, man. We'll be all right. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta ask you a question. I gotta ask for a favor. I guess I should say. I don't know if I mentioned it to you beforehand, but I almost feel like it would be unfair if I let you leave and you didn't like spit something for the people. If you up to it, totally up to you. I leave the door open. If you up to it, just give them a quick 16 or something. But I would be remiss if I didn't ask for it. So,
my brother, that's acapella, obviously, right? No beat.
No doubt. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, for you, indeed, bro. So I go here like this, man. Yeah. So check it. Any way you want it, got it, and you can get it. Birthed from the spirit and demonstrated in civics. Break down civics, pivot through the party, got a bounty on the wicked. Put a mask on the masses, airflow constricted, political mischief restricted, limits what you do in your district, and result cryptic. The new money crypto. Niggas got a product, but all they need is a distro. Most cats outcasts. Most cats catalog are outcasts like disco. No matter the zip code. Rip bust a rhyme like flip mode. Native innovative with the lingo. enhance your mental like ginkgo, kill spin intelligent info, save it on your zip drive. My current is strong, call it riptide. Thorough shit. The flip side is witnessing the dick ride. This is for my real G's. We can't let this slide. Peace. Lil son. Lil son. I knew he was gonna throw me that curve, but you know, I thought I was gonna escape, but I'll get in touch. But you know, little something to y'all, man. Tap in.
From doing this podcast, and I done learned some tricks. I was like, I'm getting ready to wind it down and then swing it right back and see what happens. Let's see what happens.
I thought I was gonna get out the door. I said, yeah, but to get up out of here.
Oh man.
Yeah, I would have told somebody else. You know what I mean? But you, my brother.
Oh man, yo, thank you so much, man. I appreciate y'all. Love you too, brother. Hey, listen, if y'all don't lock in with Kil Ripkin, y'all are doing yourselves a disservice. If you call yourself a hip hop head, if you call yourself someone who is proud to embrace this culture at its root, you should be ashamed of yourself. Go lock in with my brother. I'm trying to tell you. And you know I don't tell y'all nothing but the real over here. So lock in with Kil. Make sure y'all continue to support Pantha Politix Network. Lock in with W Energy, W.GG. Use code Pantha Politix for 10% off your order.
Pantha Politix.
We had to do a little business before we got out of here. You know what I'm saying? Kil, thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much for your time. We got we tapped in now. Let's make it do what it do.
You got the math? All right.
Yes, indeed.
It's on.
Let's make it do what it do. Already.
All right, my brother.
Side Barz, y'all. We catch y'all next time.
Peace.
I don't cheese for the cam, niggas. Get smile on the gram, they caught me slipping. I'm that nigga. Right? Fame for the young, just cut the check. Let me rap, nigga. Rap, nigga. Gravatalks, now I'm a traveling smack dealer. Get all Jenny Lamb butcher. This is like the confessional of a lyrical career criminal. Success minimal, cause I won't.